I just cross our fingers.
All right, guys, how we doing? Perfect. Well, we got Chad here first, and then we got so Chad will start us off. Then we'll go with X. So we'll go ahead and open up. And Ryan, why don't you start us off?
Chad, I think I probably know the answer to this, but was it a tough decision at all for you to decide to play in the bowl game? A lot of NFL guys opt out, as you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't difficult at all. I knew from the beginning of the season if we were going to make a bowl game, when we made a bowl game, I was going to play. So that was never really a question in my mind if I was going to play the bowl game or not.
Chad, do you remember when Logan had to make this decision as well? And did you talk to him at all? Because you would have had to step in there in Arizona.
Yeah, no, he was really adamant about playing too. I don't think he ever really questioned whether or not he was going to opt out for the bowl game. I think, Logan, similar to me, and just thinking that, we play for Wyoming, so we're going to go play our last game.
Chad, first time going to, I think, 4 bowl games in 6 years. What does it mean to you to just kind of be a part of that historic run here?
It's just huge. I think that, with Coach Bull being here, I think he's done a great job with the program and where he's taken us. And I think it's a huge congrats to, the team and my teammates just because of everything that we've accomplished here and just the ability to go be bowl eligible and go get a bowl.
Chad, when you look at the season as a whole, it turns out you guys have beaten 2 conference champions and obviously had your rough patch. Just how do you feel the team is right now in terms of playing at that higher level, and how motivated are you guys to get a bowl game and get a finish on a different note?
I think everyone's really motivated. I think after Hawaii, everyone was really disappointed in thinking that, this is the way that our season could end, but knowing that we have a bowl game now and that we can go kind of change the tide and go finish on a strong note.
Coach Bull said time and again, Chad, that people asked Josh Allen, especially begged him basically to not play in that bowl game last time it was in the Potato Bowl, and Logan as well. Has anybody told you not to play in this game?
No, I feel like more people are saying that. Like once I tell them, they ask me if I'm going to play in the bowl game. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to play in the bowl game. They're kind of like, I wouldn't say surprised, but just like really it's not. They're just happy that I'm going to go play it, and just on that note, they think it's a good thing that I'm going to play.
Chad, obviously you were handed the baton by Logan after his last game. Who are some of the young guys, behind you or just developing that you think are kind of the next generation of linebacker at Wyoming?
Yeah, I think you've seen it this year. Some is just with Easton Gibbs. I think he's done a great job stepping up into that role, starting this year and playing a lot. And so I thought he's done a great job. And I kind of see him being the leader in the linebacker room this next year.
Chad, just kind of have you had a chance at all to kind of look ahead at Kent State and see what they've done, and what are some of your initial reactions to what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean they're a good team. They went, they played this past weekend, and they've done some good things. And I haven't been able to watch too much film on them, but I know that they have some good players, and it seemed from the highlights that they have a really good running back with good speed. So it's going to be a fun one.
Hey, Chad, given your family history, how did your grandfather and how did your father feel about your decision?
To play in the bowl game?
Yes.
I mean, they were happy for me. I think they both knew that I was going to play, so it wasn't really up in the air. So, but they're happy that I get to finish on a high note.
Any more questions for Chad? All right, thanks, guys.
I think you guys.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, guys, we got X here too. Cody, why don't you go start us off with X?
X, how are you, my man?
Good, Cody. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, now you have another chance to reach 1,000 yards. What would that mean to you to do that at the Potato Bowl?
It's definitely a huge blessing. I'm definitely thankful that I get to play another game, with this football team, 2021 Cowboys. So playing with my brothers again and just going out there, just running around and making plays is something I'm looking forward to for real.
Hey, X, after how everything went in the season finale against Hawaii, how excited are you guys to, get the chance to go out there and end this thing on a high note?
It's good, and I'm just really satisfied we get another opportunity. We didn't want to end the season like that at all by any means. We wanted to, do our best to keep all 3 trophies in Laramie, but we came up short. So I think the best thing for our team is just to move forward and, just cherish the moments and opportunities that we get to play together again. So. Before this season concludes. So I definitely think, our team is rallied up about that.
X, I know that you were a redshirt in 2017, but what do you remember about Wyoming's last Potato Bowl experience and watching Josh Allen and those guys play in this game?
Just the snow coming down and, I thought it was a beautiful sightseeing moment. If nobody was there, just being able to take in college football at that time was pretty cool. And, I got to see a lot of great, Cowboys come before me and, paved the way for us. So, I thought that experience was pretty cool.
X, last time you played in a bowl game, you were the offensive MVP. Where is that trophy right now, and what did that mean to you to get that honor?
It's definitely a huge blessing. I feel like I worked hard and, that year, and then I know I'll continue to work harder, but, just being able to, be remembered and, just acknowledged for, not even my hard work, but my team's hard work. Those are the guys that helped me get to where I am today. They pushed me, we did a lot of greatness and success for, just our football team. So definitely a huge honor, definitely a huge blessing. Definitely taking in heart that it's definitely a team gift that I received instead of just an individual, for sure.
just in terms of practice and preparation, what are these next couple weeks like for you guys? I imagine it's a good bit different than getting ready for a normal game.
Yeah, definitely. Just because, we have a lot of plans to make just after, just as far as, what's the game plan is gonna be, and, just the whole itinerary. It's just not a normal game because the whole team is coming. But definitely just gonna be some, going out there and just, enjoying some, hanging out with the bros, and, just reminiscing about the season, talking about all the good things we've done, and, things like that. But definitely a great opportunity to go win another football game, and, end the season on a high note.
Hey,
I know one of your goals was to just play in every game and make it all the way through. And I know nobody in football feels great this time of year, but given all you've gone through, do you feel pretty fresh and ready to go for this bowl game?
Definitely, for sure.
and when the season came to an end, regular season, you guys were 6-6. There was some uncertainty at that point. Obviously, it wasn't the season you guys wanted. How much more does that make this bowl mean to you? And does this mean a lot more than, say, the earlier bowl games you played in?
Most definitely, and I feel like every game is important. Definitely, just having another opportunity where we can finish the season on a winning note is definitely something that that's in our best interest, and we definitely gave a lot of thought about it. Just finish the season with a bang, and cherishing all the good things that we've done this season instead of looking at the bad things that happened in the past. So. I feel like this is an opportunity that we can just get better and go out there and play ball and show our talents.
X, have you made a definite decision on your future yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, guys, we got any more questions for X? Awesome. Thanks, X.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
X.
Cody. Thanks, Josh. Y'all take care. Tracy, Ryan.
All right, guys, we got Garrett here. Josh, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Hey, Garrett, obviously regular season didn't end the way that you guys would have hoped, but how excited are you as just the team about this opportunity to go out there and close it out on a high note?
Yeah, it didn't go obviously how we wanted, but we can choose how we want to finish the year, and not every team gets to finish the year with a win, and try to give some hope going into the offseason and a good vibe going into the offseason. So that's what we can do. You can't change anything about the past, so just look forward and try to go get a trophy and send the offseason into a good note.
Being from Ohio, did you pay attention to Kent State at all when you were growing up?
No, I really didn't. Obviously, I grew up in a family of Buckeyes, so I paid most of the attention to them. And then, I was obviously real close to Toledo and Bowling Green, so those were the two that really stuck out. But obviously, Ohio and that whole area is littered with MAC schools, so it's not that I never paid attention to them. There was just about 10 other teams within a few hours of me, so.
Garrett, does this kind of feel like a strange full circle situation since you were, kind of a freshman on that last Potato Bowl team, watching Josh and being a part of that team?
Yeah, it was fun. I remember, because that was the first year I actually, played. So that was my first bowl game I actually played in. Because we went to the Poinsettia Bowl. Obviously, I was redshirting then, but it was fun because I remember, Boise. Honestly, they do a really good job with the activities and going up there and having a good time in Boise. Some people think, man, Boise in December, but then it's like, well, what they do with it for a bowl game, it's actually a pretty fun bowl game. So it was fun. I remember going there, and that's what obviously when Josh kind of said his farewells. So I think it means a little more to us older guys remembering that. But yeah, it is kind of weird. I've played my first bowl game there, and now I'm finishing off there and going against another MAC school, which I guess kind of always leaves a chip on my shoulder for me because I wasn't heavily recruited and I was right in their backyard. So kind of adds a little extra motivation for them.
Garrett, I assume you weren't shocked at all that Chad Moon was playing in this game?
No, I mean, we all come here to play football, and that's what we're going to do. It doesn't matter our status or anything like that. We're going to play in the game because that's what we came here to do. So I honestly don't even think like the thought entered his mind. Like we're just, we're going to play. So, I expect nothing less.
Pete Calagus head to Washington State after more than a decade here in Laramie. Just what did he mean to that defensive line group during your time here? And, how excited are you just for Marty to kind of, take control of the full D line for the bowl game?
Yeah, well, first off, for Coach English, I mean, the guy's been coaching like 36 years. So, he had us all together on Saturday as a D line. We met in here in the war room actually, and he was like, I've never specifically coached D tackles, but I've been around 36 years. I promise I can help you with something. So, he obviously knows defense better than any of us, and I'm excited for him because he's a guy that's just really fun to play for. And he has a standard for you, and everyone knows the standard every single day, and it's just kind of a yes sir thing. Like, all right, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna dominate practice, be the best group out there, and that's just what we do. So I'm excited for him to have full control. But as far as Calagus goes, I mean, obviously, like it was it's tough. But I'm leaving too, so I was gonna have to say goodbyes here in the next couple of weeks, anyways. But for him, it's not just what he meant to the D line; it's what he meant to the whole team. Coach Calagus, in a lot of ways, is the backbone of this team because he was a coach that I think the best things he did here weren't the X's and O's of football and weren't on the field. It was the relationships that he built with guys throughout the locker room, on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, things like that. I mean, he was just an outstanding role model to people, and that's something that you can't replace. You can't find another Pete Calagus, no matter how hard you try. You're not going to find one, and I think that's why Coach Dickert hired him as an assistant head coach up there because he's an outstanding leader and gets the most out of everyone, all the players on the team, just his passion for the game. And I think up there as assistant head coach and doing it with Coach Dickert, it's going to be great for them, and it's a role that he deserves. But I can't tell you the impact that he left on my life. I know I got the text. I was actually in doing rehab when he texted us he was leaving, and I told Dave, I was like, all right, I gotta go see Coach Calagus real quick. I walked straight upstairs and walked in the room, and he turned around and we just gave each other a hug, and we just talked about some things over the last 6 years, and I'm happy for him because he deserves it, and he's going to be great, and hopefully he's a head coach someday because he can lead a heck of a team.
Gary, you guys beat 2 conference champions on the road, so you have that level in you. How important is it for you to kind of leave on that note and maybe set the table for next year's team to continue that path?
Right. I think that's like kind of like the thing for me is, my time's kind of coming up here. I've built a lot of relationships and tried to be the best captain and leader I could be and lead by example and also with words. But I think over the next 2 weeks, it's kind of just demonstrating, try to show a form of consistency and trying to leave these guys, going into this bowl game with, you always talk about wanting to leave someplace better than you found it. And that's what I think I can do over these next 2 weeks is, have a great time in bowl prep and finish off with a win, and try to, just help these guys have some, leave on or have a positive note going into the off season. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And for me, even more than I have this season, I'm going to just try to talk to guys. And, I even talked to some this morning and just talking about what they need to do in the off season and what they need to do for their careers here and their futures. So I think I'm going to take a lot of time to do that on a personal level. And like I said, just leave this place better than I found it.
You didn't really plan on playing football when you went to your senior year in high school. You had other expectations.
Right.
Now that you've gotten through this period of time, what do you do next? Do you go back to your original plan, or do you have other ideas?
Next, I'm gonna train somewhere and see what the next level gives me. That's the goal right now, and talking to people and kind of seeing where all that goes. And I'm going to be full speed ahead at that, just like anything I do in life. So that's what I'll do next, and hopefully I can play and go from there. But if that doesn't work out, then, we might go to plan B and go into the military, or if that doesn't, kind of see how my body is at that point. It's gone through a lot playing football, but I've always thought about maybe, strength coaching or something like that here at this level. I mean, I've been around Coach Donoval and Coach Ben, which are two of the best guys you'll ever find. Obviously they were under Tommy Moffitt at LSU, which is probably he's kind of the GOAT when you look at strength coaching. So I've been lucky to have those guys. So, we'll kind of go from there, but, right now and over the next couple of months, football's on my radar, and, playing and, stuff this winter, and then training as well. So.
Thank you.
Garrett, do you ever look at that picture you have posted on Twitter when you first came to Laramie, and how little you were and how skinny you were, and kind of reminisce a little bit and think about all you've been through?
Some people have asked me that, like, if I've kind of like reminisced and stuff, and I haven't done a lot of that yet. I think I will when I am done, maybe in January or something like that. I'll kind of look back, because a lot of people are like, man, like, it's probably fun just to look how far you've came and everything. And I was like, yeah, but I've always thought that looking behind you doesn't really move you forward. So I've never really wanted to do that. But I will bring up that picture sometimes, because guys will come in and be like, man, I'm too small to do this, or I was like, look at this. All right. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. I mean, I showed up here, and I mean, man, Coach Bull was, he was gutsy, man. I mean, shoot, they just came off a 2-10 season, and then they brought in a kid from Hicksville, Ohio, that weighed 190 pounds. Like, fans had to be like, what the heck is he doing? But obviously, that's why he's Coach Bull, and he's a smart dude, and he knows a lot more than anybody else. So I guess hopefully it paid off for him. But, it's been fun, trying to grow through all this. And I think I've completely changed as a person, as a man. So, it's been a great experience. And surely after this bowl game, maybe a couple of weeks before I start training, maybe I'll look back and reflect. But as for now, like I said, I just never thought looking at the past really helps you. So.
Garrett, speaking of looking forward, I mean, we've seen Jalen Pate have an impact this year, but
Yeah.
who are some young guys behind the scenes developing that you think will be able to help fill your shoes next year?
Yeah, obviously Devon Harris too, which you guys already know. He's kind of in the same role as Jalen. He hasn't obviously got as much playing time, just because, until I guess Solo went out. But shoot, when you have 5 guys that could all play and have started, it's hard to get you all in there, But he's one guy that I think is going to show a lot of good moves off the edge. I know you guys saw him with Boise in 2020. He really worked those guys, and I think that's something that he can do. But I think you look at guys like Braden Siders and Sebastian Harsh. Those are 2 guys that I think are coming along. Both have good speed. Bash does. You can see him on special teams. And Braden's a guy that, he came in and had that knee injury his freshman year. And he's been putting on weight. He's one of those guys that kind of like I referred to with the picture. Like, he was like, man, I don't know if I can do it. Well, he can do it. He got himself up to like 230 pounds in the winter. And, he's a guy that plays super, super physical. I mean, you love him because he'll just run his head through a wall for no reason sometimes, but he just does it. So that's great for playing D-line. He's a Coach English type of guy. So I think those are 2 guys that you'll see coming along that are just going to play aggressive and fast, and kind of just look like the rest of us DNs here. A lot of people say we're undersized or whatever like that, but shoot, we're going to play hard and hit you in the mouth. And a lot of people don't like that no matter your size. So.
All right, you guys got any more questions for Garrett? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate all y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.